Hey guys, Joshua's Boosters here and welcome back to another Yu-Gi-Oh video, part 2 of my tactical play analysis series where I play like a winner box on Dueling Book and basically just analyze the matches I play. Last match we did win, solid 2-0 victory I think, playing pure Burning Abyss over Dogmatika Invoked. And as you can see, this round we will not be playing Burning Abyss, but instead my Tour Guide Altergeist strategy. So I didn't actually want to play specifically this deck list, but while talking to my opponent, we just realized we were both free at the same time, so we didn't really set up a date. We just were like, oh, we can both play right now, let's just play right now. So I didn't really have time to alter the deck, which is the reason why I'm playing basically the same list as the deck profile I've uploaded on this channel before, which I'll post a link to somewhere over here. So again, I won't be going too in-depth about the deck, let's just go over it quite quickly. We are playing the one Conqueror. This card's actually just unreasonably good in this deck. It seems like a brick at all that, but it has crazy utility for some reason. And we're playing double Marionetter to not play too many normal summons. And 2 is perfectly fine, it's not a starter, it's more like a follow-up card. So yeah, triple Meluseek, triple Faker should go without saying, I think. They are starters of the deck. Double Sokoidos, just, you know, if you draw the 1/0 or if they somehow get rid of it, that's very annoying. Then triple Ash Blossom as the monster hand trap. Then the Tour Guide engine. I don't want to go too in depth about this, just look at the deck profile I linked earlier, but very powerful normal summon sets of both Faker and the trap via Cherubini, so yeah. Then triple Pot of Creed, 1 manifestation, double Protocol, which I still feel is the correct ratio. Protocol is, you can just flip it open anytime to trigger your Faker, and manifestation is more of a niche card. And you can add it back with Sokoidos anyway, so yeah. Then the 1 punishment, basically the last card in the deck, right? And it's just a good going second trap. The Order, this card's just insane, this format. Triple Impermanence, randomly became a good hand trap again, making Altergeist slightly better than it was before. Triple Spoofing, I mean, if you're playing less than this, you're just doing it wrong. The Fogblade for the Tour Guide stuff. And then the full combo traps, Torrential Strike, which out basically any board going second, right? So, very cool, and obviously they're also very strong going first. Sidekicks, triple Dimensional Shifter, triple Mystery Dust Kaiju, just because of, you know, the Wind Statue being in form. Triple Cyclone, triple Evenly, and triple Judgment. You know, Evenly for going second, and then, you know, these cards obviously also for going second. These just against more back rowish decks, and then Judgment whenever I'm going first, I just side it in. Then the extra deck is 1 Untus. Oh, let me just turn off the sound real quick. There we go. 1 Untus, 1 Divine Arsenal, double A Zeus, Sky Thunder, Fortune Tune, to combo with the Zeus, right? It's for the Tour Guide stuff. Access Code, triple Hexia, 1 sorry, not just Bay now, but Prime Banshee, double Cherubini, the 1 Unicorn, double Link Rebo, and double Almirage. So I actually didn't put in the, what's it called? Barricade Board Blocker, which definitely should be in the deck list, in this list, just because, like I said, I just started playing right away, basically, and didn't really have proper time to edit the list. Things I want to add is that I recently saw a video on, I think, the DB Grinders channel, actually, where he showcased Altergeist, and the Altergeist player was playing, like, the, what's it called? Let me just look it up real quick. Yeah, was playing Ausa, the Earth Charmer, alongside that one Link 1, Clara and Rushka. So basically you can go like summon any of the Altergeist, then the main phase 2 link into Clara and Rushka, link those into this guy, or this girl, and then kind of climb up into access code from there, which was very interesting in my opinion, and I definitely want to try it out, just probably not in this build, because I'm already playing the Cherubini stuff, you know, so yeah. But yeah, that's the deck list I played. Let's just hop right into the duel then. Alright guys, let's check it out. I did lose the rock, paper, scissors here. So my opponent's gonna elect to go first. Whoops, spoilers. So yeah, let's just see what he's gonna do. He's gonna start off playing Nadir Servant, so like, okay, cool, I get to play against Invoked, or not Invoked, but at least against Dogmatika again, sending Epicalone, ending Schism. So at this point, I'm still not sure if it's actually Shaddoll, but then he discards the Hedgehog, so it's actually Dogmatika Shaddoll Invoked this time. Ending Wendy here, summoning the Ecclesia, and adding Punishment to his hand. As you can see, my hand is really good actually. He's gonna set 3 at my hand is Torrential Tribute, Punishment, now Folkblade, Protocol, Marionette, and Extravagance. So definitely a very strong hand, except that I don't have access to anything like Meluseek or Multifaker, which is a little bit saddening, but let's see if we do pick those up. And surprise, surprise, we actually pick up both, which is very nice. So now we have this to break his board, sorta. Like, there's no board to be broken, but this at least will bait the Punishment, maybe. And then we do have Marionette for follow-up. We also have a Multifaker 100%, even if he has something like Called by the Grave to stop the Meluseek. And then we have a bunch of good traps. So yeah, potentially there's 2 lines you could take, where the first line is you could go Marionette, set, not Protocol, Manifestation, and then just try to beat over the Ecclesia. But the Meluseek is just a lot more threatening, and if he, you know, feels like he's forced to activate the Punishment on that, that's perfectly fine, because that way he can't potentially send Untus to pop one of my back row as well in the end phase. And then potentially maybe he's gonna go activate Schism, and then with Marionette I can out that. That's also one of the, with Meluseek, sorry. That's also one of the reasons why you might decide to keep Meluseek in hand, because you're gonna need it later to actually out the Schism. However, another potential line would be later is that you can just go normal summon Marionette, then Marionette swap itself for a Meluseek that's engraved, and then just get rid of the Wind Hour Schism. So yeah, just going for Meluseek seems like the correct play, which is also what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna summon the Meluseek, and actually he's gonna allow me to go into battle phase, so I'm just gonna swing, and then he's gonna go Punishment, so he really does want me to hit the Punishment or the Schism, I guess. But this will actually lock him out something from the extra deck. Then I'm gonna go activate Meluseek. He's gonna go Epicalone chaining 2, and then Call by the Grave chaining 3. So this would be annoying, was it not for the fact that I already do have access to Multifaker. However, it will make it a little bit rough to get rid of Winda on the next turn potentially. Oh, actually, that's weird of me to say. He's locked out of the extract because of Punishment, so I can just resolve Multifaker next turn. So yeah, definitely, I would say we're in a good position. He's gonna discard the Wendy of the Epicalone and then set Beast, which is fine. I'm just gonna set my traps. You know, I, of course, assume this is Schism, which is it, and then pass turn. So I'm just gonna go, like, potentially I could flip up a Protocol and then summon Multifaker and bounce the Beast, but there's really no point in doing that, right? He's gonna go flip up the Beast, which I'm actually gonna Folkblade. I just don't want to generate more advantage, and I really feel I can properly control the game when I summon the Multifaker in the end phase, since he is still locked out of accessing the extra deck. So yeah, he's just gonna swing with the Ecclesia, which is fine by me. And then he's gonna set another monster and pass. So at this point I'm of course gonna flip Protocol, which is very nice, we drew that. And then I'm gonna bring out Faker, and of course with Multifaker I could do 2 things now. I could go summon the Meluseek and start generating some more advantage, or I could go for Sealcoitus and bounce his Schism. However, if I just get the Meluseek here, I can just go to the battle phase first, send the Schism to the graveyard, so, you know, we got rid of that. And then after that continue playing, depending on what he does, of course. And I really think about this for a moment, but there's no real reason for me. Well, I could potentially activate the Punishment, and then to trigger the Faker in my hand on the next turn, if he does send it away by summoning Window with Schism. But I should note that if I did have access to Untus in my extra deck, I would have activated the Punishment here to get rid of the Schism, but I actually banished it of the Extravagance. So that's a little bit unfortunate, and I think I'm eventually gonna go for the Meluseek line of play, which I mentioned. So I'm gonna go main phase 1, switch both of my monsters to attack and just see what he does. And he's actually gonna activate the Schism when I declare I want to enter the battle phase, and gonna bring out Winda, which is fine. He can send my Multifaker since it is a dark. But this actually sets me up pretty good, because now I will be able to retrieve my Multifaker from the graveyard with my Marionette later. So yeah, I'm just gonna go normal summon the Marionette first, set another protocol because I'm gonna want to send the protocol away with my Marionette. Then in the battle phase I'm gonna go Meluseek, poke, send away his Winda, and then with the Marionette I can just beat over the Ecclesia. The thing is here, it's not even necessary to send the Schism with the Meluseek, even if I could, because I can just go into a Hexia, and Hexia can also activate, negate the effects of spells and traps, not just the activation. So when he is gonna attempt to activate Schism next turn, I can just negate it, and then we are Gucci. So I'm gonna do the play I mentioned earlier, where Marionette sends the protocol and triggers Faker. I did make probably a little misplay here, because I could have just set Manifestation, and then I'm gonna link away this Volcoides in a sec, which is gonna add back my protocol. I think I'm gonna do that anyway, so that's a little bit of a misplay, I think. First, I'm gonna bounce a Multifaker to my hand to get rid of his Schism, just because if he activates a Schism, I want to negate it with Hexia, and then maybe if he happens to have Shaddoll Fusion, I really need to be able to negate it with the Hexia as well. So I'd rather do it like this, and then, like I said, I'm gonna link those away. Add a protocol to my hand, and I think Conquery, he's gonna go into Phantasme here, which I... Oh, right, I don't have Strike yet, so I can't really interact with that, so that's fine. It's a little bit unfortunate, to be honest. And then... Oh, right, so he accidentally discards, but then he shuffles back. And I'm gonna go add the Conquery to my hands. Actually, did he shuffle back too many cards? I'm not sure. Do we catch it? I don't think so, because I don't remember seeing this in the actual play. I also haven't actually looked at this replay until now, so yeah, I think that was a little bit of a mistake on his part. But yeah, I'm just gonna set the strike since we already have Protocol on field, and then end the turn. I do have access to Conquery now, so I don't even have to be afraid that his Phantasma is gonna run over my Hexia first, so, you know, we are feeling pretty good, but then he's gonna do this. Super poly away his Beast and my Marionette for a construct, since, of course, Marionette is a light, and I can't negate this, which is a little bit unfortunate. I'm actually gonna decide to just flip Torrential here, because he just has so many monsters at this point, and I really do feel I have all the tools I need to get back into the game with my Multifaker in hand as well. Even though he will, of course, be floating a lot doing this. He's gonna go send Aria with Construct. And he's gonna banish my... everything that's not Hexia, basically. And then gonna summon Squamata with the Wendy. And I'm gonna add Marionette. And he's gonna add back Schism on a new chain link from the Construct. Which is fine. Then he's gonna go for Meltdown. So it turns out he is playing Invoked. I wasn't sure if he was, but he is. Which is cool. Then... on Rezo, so I don't want to burn my strike on the Alistair just yet, just because I definitely think it's a possibility that he already has Invocation in his hand, even though the odds of that are significantly lower than they were before, since he did resolve the Phantasme. But I'm gonna go for this play anyway, because I can just, you know, make use of the floating from the Meluseek. So yeah, gonna bring out Meluseek here. He's gonna summon Alistair, and I think I'm gonna negate this. Yeah, so I do that, then Meluseek is gonna add another Multifaker to my hand. And then he's gonna go activate Shaddoll Fusion. I can't really interact with this, so that's fine. He's gonna actually discard another light, so Fleur-de-Lis, and send the Squamata from his field to make another construct, which is cool. Gonna go Construct Chaining 1, Chaining 2 Squamata, so I'm not gonna strike it. I mean... he's gonna send Dragon, and I know, I remember he makes a misplay here because he's not gonna activate the Dragon. I don't think it would have mattered too much, but yeah, he's gonna swing. I'm gonna go do a play I think is pretty good on my side, where I'm gonna go bring out Conquery to negate the attack, and then actually negate the Meltdown with the Conquery, so that on following turns I will be able to negate his fusion spells with Hexia. He's just gonna link off the construct into Gravity Controller, add back Shaddoll Fusion. So now I definitely know I have to, you know, keep the Conqueror on the field to deal with the Meltdown. And then he's gonna set Schism, so we know all the cards he has. And also set Shaddoll Fusion, just maybe he's afraid of, I don't know, Cyclone End Phase, who knows. Pick up another Faker, so not ideal, but we already have everything we need, right? I'm gonna summon Marionette, set Manifestation. He's not gonna respond to that. Does he still have Construct in his deck? He definitely should have. So he probably could go Schism to send my Marionette to the graveyard, but he's gonna think for like quite a while here and then opt not to. Then since I know all his cards, I know I can safely send away my Protocol, so I'm gonna go send away the Protocol, bring back Hexia. And at this point, we are Gucci, right? The game is basically in our bag. The only annoying thing is we actually can't beat the Gravity Controller at this moment. Which is a little bit sad, but it is what it is. Just gonna set a Protocol. And then I did mess with my placement a little bit. Like, if I just placed my Multi-Faker a little bit differently earlier, I could have made the board a little bit better, I think. But usually summoning Faker in that column is actually the best, but in this specific scenario it wasn't. But I don't really think it will matter. He's gonna activate the Schism. So he's gonna activate Schism, he's gonna activate that. So the thing here is I can negate that, of course, since Meltdown is still negated by Conquery. And then on Resolution, I'm gonna go Protocol, summon the Faker, and Hexia is not a hard once per turn. So now I can bring out Silcoides, and then I have another negate from the Hexia. He's gonna flip Shaddoll Fusion. And the thing is, I'm not even gonna negate this, I think. Even though I could, because I know he can just make Winda and then like trigger one Shaddoll effect and then can bounce the Silcoides. So actually, the funny thing is, here he thinks since I do have Hexia on the field, he can fuse from grave or from deck, but he can't, of course, since Hexia was summoned from the graveyard. Oh, right, so this is what happens. Yeah, now I remember. So I'm gonna go Silcoides bounces Gravity Controller. This way, the fusion will fizzle anyway, and then the game is just mine, since his last hand card would have to be a Shaddoll. But then he's gonna look into the deck. I point out you can't do that since Hexia was summoned from the grave. And then he's gonna be like, oh, yeah, and then scoop it up. So, GG. Pretty solid, good game 1, I would say. Pretty nice back and forth. Then moving into game 2, I obviously suspect I'm gonna go second. And my hand is gonna be sick. Or so it looks like. Anyway, I open with D-Shifter, Meluseek, Torrential, so this is basically the best card you want to see going second, right? And then Extravagance and Silcoides. Silcoides, you don't want to draw this, but, you know, I have Pot of Greed as well, so we're looking pretty good. He's gonna go Alistair. Go add Invocation. Go into the Armaments, then going to activate Invocation to go for Mechaba, very likely. Or for Construct. Regardless, I am gonna chain Dimension Shifter. So that way, if he wants to go for Construct, that just really sucks, since he won't get any of his effects. And if he goes for Mechaba, his Invocation goes banished anyway, so he won't be able to retrieve the Alistair. And then he also won't be able to activate Mechaba's effect on the next turn, since it requires you to send the cards to the graveyard, which you can't under Dimension Shifter. So we're looking good. I'm gonna pick up another Meluseek, which is not the best, but we're still looking pretty good, right? Gonna go Pot of Greed, draw another Dimension Shifter and Fogblade. So at this point, our hand's starting to look a little bit lackluster, but we do have access to Meluseek, Torrential, Fogblade, and Meluseek by extension will give us access to Multi-Faker as well. So I feel like still in a pretty good position. Battle phase, I'm gonna go Declare an Attack. Going to send his set, since I was kind of afraid it would be something like a Cyclone or Twin Twister or something like that. It turns out to be the Schism, and now I'm pretty glad I did send it away with Meluseek, since it means he won't have access to it for the rest of the game. And I do have Fogblade for any potential Mechaba shenanigans next turn, so that's why I decided to... it was reasonable to just send away the set. Of course, I'm not gonna link off Meluseek, because I am also under Dimension Shifter. He's gonna go for Alistair, which I am going to allow. And then he's just gonna put his boys to attack. So what I'm gonna do here is I really want to get access to our Multi-Faker, so I'm gonna Fogblade the Mechaba on attack declaration, and then that way I will be able to resolve my Meluseek Search for sure. And then when I play Torrential Tribute later, I will be able to trigger my Multi-Faker and then basically start winning the game. That's the plan, at least. He's gonna go Memphis 2, activate Invocation, which is fine. Gonna bring out another Mechaba. Or he's not gonna bring out Mechaba, but Algoides. And here I think I make... so, this is maybe a misplay, but basically what I was thinking was, if he does have access to Nadir's Servant or Ecclesia, that will be kind of annoying. And I really want to get my Multi-Faker effect off at this point. But the thing is, we will be kind of losing to Nadir Servant here, for a reason you're gonna see in a moment, or I'm gonna explain in a moment. I'm gonna go Multifaker, bring out Meluseek, so this will set up my follow-up for next turn where I go Hexia, Marionether, and then just I should start winning the game basically. But the thing is, it will be very rough for us if he does have Nadir Servant to send to support my Meluseek, because at that point our hand is a little bit weak. We really need to see a trap from the top deck then to start playing. And I mean, the odds are there, right? I only saw 2 traps, and I'm playing a lot in my Altergeist deck, so you know, even if that happens, we should be sort of fine. Yeah, first he's gonna go effect for my invocation to add back Alistair. Then he's gonna go have Nadir Servant, which is a little bit unlucky for us. And the Untus is indeed gonna pop our Meluseek. And then he's just gonna pass turn. So at this point, if we draw a trap card, I really feel like we should be winning the game. But we don't, we draw Cosmic Cyclone. So this is, at this point, I'm just gonna show both hands. We are in a little bit of a rough position, to be honest. It turns out his hand is Lightning Storm, Shaddoll Dragon, Alistair, and Ecclesia. So I suspect he top decked the Lightning Storm. Or, no wait, he went first, right? So why is that in his deck? Okay, no ID. Anyway, yeah, so there's like a couple of lines I could take. I could just go like normal summon Silcoidus and then try to just have the 1 bounce as a response. But eventually I decide to go for this line of play, because it will set up a lot of follow up for next turn. Because as you see, I'm gonna go into Hexia, and then I will get the Meluseek Search to add a Marionette to my hand. And then if he gets rid of my Hexia, I will be able to add either a Faker or one of the traps to my hand, and then you know, we should be fine. I'm gonna keep the Cyclone in the hand because I know he because I don't want to lose out to Dragon, and that way I can just you know, use another punishment he's gonna search in a bit. But we are definitely in a very you know, rough position here. And then he actually top decks Shaddoll Fusion here. So I really feel like if he didn't top deck the Shaddoll Fusion, we might have won this game. But he does top deck the Shaddoll Fusion. And okay, so the thing here is, I'm just gonna pause it real quick. Is that at this point we were already playing for like a super long time. I can check it, I think. We were already playing for, let's see, 42 minutes, and like, no offense to my opponent, he was very nice and stuff. He was just playing super slow, and I was actually I had to head out basically after the match, and I already planned in like an hour to play, which I figured would be enough, but lo and behold, it took really long. So I just decided to scoop it up at this point. I definitely, if I had more time, I would have just, you know, tried to grind out might as well, right? There's no reason in game 2 when he's already knowing which deck I'm playing to scoop it up at this point. But I just almost had to go, so I was like, okay, cool, I'll just scoop to the Shaddoll Fusion, and then I'll just try to win game 3, which is a little bit unfortunate, but it is what it is. And then of course I'm gonna go elect to go first in this one. And my hand is gonna be pretty good. I just need an Altergeist here, and I'm gonna do a super big brain play in this here. Okay, so this hand it's great, right? And the thing is, I'm gonna play this out very well. So first of all, I'm not gonna actually go a link into Link Rebo or Army Rush here. Because, you know, that obviously just loses to Shaddoll Fusion very hard, and I don't want to do that. But that's actually not the biggest brain play I'm gonna do here. I'm just gonna go set Spoofing and Strike and then enter, because obviously my opponent is gonna be playing a lot of blowout cards against Berko decks. That's just how it is. And if he has something like Lightning Storm here, I can just go Spoofing to shuffle back my Meluseek, get Faker to my hand, and then I have Impermanence Faker in my hand for a lot of disrupts and follow up for the next turn. And that is gonna be quite nice. And lo and behold, he actually does have Lightning Storm, so I'm gonna change the Spoofing. Luckily, he does not have something like Ash or Cyclone as well, so that's fine. So now I do have Torrential Tribute to break his board, and Impermanence Faker as well for disrupt now. So we are looking good, and I have Cyclone as well for the Schism, so we nice. He's gonna go do that, and Wendy to his hand, so he probably already has Schism, to be honest. Then pitch Wendy and set Beast. Then he's gonna go normal summon Ecclesia, which I'm gonna negate since I figure at this point Ecclesia is gonna be the last monster effect he activates, actually. So, you know, if he had plans to do other stuff, I'm 100% sure he's not gonna be playing around Impermanence Faker here. If he had other stuff, he definitely would have done that first before going for Ecclesia. So I'm gonna go bring out to Melusine here. And then this is a little bit unlucky, where he actually is playing Tactical Talents. I definitely didn't expect it, and if I expected it, I also probably wouldn't have suspected it to be still in the deck against Altergeist. But he's actually gonna take a peek at my hand, and he's gonna shuffle back my Cosmic, which is pretty rough because, you know, I'm 99% sure he has Schism. And he's actually gonna opt to attack the Melusine here, which is interesting. He probably just doesn't want me to send something to actually, you know, attack with the Melusine and send away a Schism, right? So that makes sense. Then I top deck another Extravagance, and the thing here is, I know he can potentially go for, what's it called, a Construct here to send away my Marionette, which will be very, very rough. So I really feel like I do have to activate Extravagance here. Like, sometimes you just really don't want to at this point, but I really felt like I had to. And then actually draw another Marionette and strike, which is, it's kind of okay since we drew the other Marionette. That means that we will be able to, you know, even if he does get rid of this one, we are still in the game next turn. He's gonna change the Schism this time, which is a little bit annoying, and bring out Construct, just like I said. And then that means I will be setting Manifestation instead of Protocol. And then he sends the Marionette, which is fine. Then he's gonna be able to send something with Construct. And then he asks like 3 times to read my trap cards. Which, just because, you know, I had to go in quite a little bit of time, that was a little bit annoying. So he just banishes my cards with Ariel, which I think, I don't know, that's fine. So what I could have done here is I could have just moved the Faker to attack and then swing into the Construct. So that way I have the Manifestation live anyway, but I felt like, well, he's probably gonna summon something, right? Then I'm gonna go Torrential, and then hopefully in end phase I can go Manifestation and just kind of win the game. But my opponent's actually insane, because he's just the top deck master, the top deck god, the best Yu-Gi-Oh player I have ever witnessed in my life, where last game he top decked Shaddoll Fusion to win the game, and now he actually top decks Harpy Feather Duster, so yay! Very, very fun stuff, and yeah, so he's just gonna Feather Duster. I obviously don't have a response. And yeah, the game is just over, right? Like, I'm never gonna come back from this. Then he even top decks, like, Meltdown from the Beast. So, yeah, that's it, guys. Then I obviously just scoop it up, because I'm never gonna win this anymore, and I really, really had to go. Like I said, I planned 60 minutes, basically, to play this match, and we were almost there, and I really had to go. So, yeah, I mean, I would lie if I was not a little bit salty after this match. I really felt like I played it really well, but he just, the top decks were too strong. They were too strong. But yeah, that was it, guys. I hope that was kind of thought-provoking. I think I did go pretty in-depth because the video took quite a long time. But yeah, if you did make it all the way to the end of the video, be sure to leave a like. If you're not subscribed yet but do enjoy this type of in-depth content, I mean, it doesn't hurt to subscribe. We're almost at 1,500 subscribers, which is quite cool. And I guess I'll see you in the next one. Bye!